At long last, it's finally time to wrap up Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the entire trilogy. I'm feeling a little bittersweet. Mostly bitter, because this trial does not need another day. But, you know, we need some final blow, you know? Now then, before we proceed, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Tests? On the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about that. That's the weapon that my Faye used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or? Due to time constraints, a full test was impossible. There's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on the dagger was not the victim's blood. It's probably Maya's. Or Morgan's. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. And whose was it? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking, so let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. This is crazy. Hi, Maya. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Faye. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Faye clan. I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Faye bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Stocksneam's murder. Is this correct? I
Objection!
Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. Poor girl. This is so sad. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare room, prep room, when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff? Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Can't say it's an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. Seems that it would be hard to determine the criminal through testimony. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. You don't mean, was it... I didn't know it at the time, but I think it was probably blood. She's saying that's what Miss Doxine, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer? At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on everything around me. So what happened next? I don't remember. How were you saved? You don't even remember that? No. I haven't got any idea. I really don't know what happened at all. That's too bad. I've worked side by side with Maya for 2 years now. I can tell when she's trying to hide something by how she acts. Right now, I'm absolutely certain she's hiding something. Oh, is she now? Okay. You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Good point. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that I was my last hope. Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. Wonder what she meant by my last hope. What do I do? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah? But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope? Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Maya's not doing well up there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. Mm-hmm. That's who I was screaming it to for help. Ah! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure what you're saying? Behind the attacker there was another person? Well, I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Huh. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure? You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. A man? A man? Who is this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. You couldn't see? She used this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. The lanterns weren't on. I'm skipping ahead because the lanterns weren't on. And the lanterns weren't on, you little turd. Hey, Maya, you want to cooperate? The lanterns weren't on. The lanterns weren't on. Get me back here. Hold on. Where's that stuff? The lanterns were not on that night. Okay. You little turd. The little turd. They weren't on. So there was a man standing behind your attacker? Yeah. That man, he's the killer? He stabbed her from behind? He's the one who killed Elise Doxine, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother? The killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean, what problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No. Order. Mr. Gatto, explain this. We just talked about it. Stupid. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. What? Cafe au lait? Was that even legal? Mr. Trite's words are the milk and you are the spoon, Your Honor. I'm the spoon. I'm no sweetbot, I'll have you know. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Objection! Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What'd you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick, may I recall the witness's statement about her attacker? She said she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. She quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mysterious person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! Order. What in the world does this all mean, right? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions?
Objection!
That's right. Do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
Objection!
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Gatto. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please. I'm begging you. Huh. You talk a good game, Tribe. Let's see if you can walk the walk. I will after I save my progress. There ain't no way I'm going back and repeating all this. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't. Please stop. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. It's not a guy, it's a woman. It's a rat. Oh, I don't know. Isn't her aunt on death row? The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer. I'm an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright. Time to show us what you got. Who was the person you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? He said a man. It's gotta be Morgan, right?
Take that!
Looks like you've proven a well-known fact. People really can't see in the dark. You're just the man I thought you were. You should try a nice sweet cup of coffee. Okay. But I'm sure she saw the killer in the dark. I don't know. I thought it was Morgan. I thought she like escaped from prison or something and we just didn't know about it. Like, I don't know who else it is. Who are there? Saving it right here. Alright guys, let's figure this out. Who was this person? Okay, so it has to be a guy. None of these men would do it. Who killed her from the back? I don't know. There's something in evidence that I'm missing? Let's see, let's see, let's see. No, no, no. No, no, no. No. No, no, no. No. I'm so confused. Maybe she was being possessed by someone else and we just don't know it. Not Iris. We'll keep trying different things. I'm gonna keep trying random things. We're just gonna keep trying random people on the thing, because I don't know. I just accused Miles Edgeworth for fun. It's fun. It's all in good fun, guys. Okay, Larry Butts, did you kill him?
Take that!
Okay. I don't know. If it's not Morgan, I don't know who it is. This dude?
Take that!
Wait, actually? Wait. Actually? Not my Gato. Not my Gato. Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to easily recognize the killer. That's so true, though. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible. Yes? Oh. How do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests all the lights in the courtroom be turned off. Why would God... Oh my gosh. Well, this is... But it can't be. Huh. Gosh. No. No. He did not. No, he didn't. That was a nice bit of a deduction, right? No. Nah. Well, everyone? No, he didn't. This is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. No. No, he didn't. He didn't do anything. He was probably trying to protect Maya. No. But what was he doing there? I'm so confused. Guys, I can't. I don't know. Order. Prosecutor Gatto, what is the meaning of this? Nah. Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Huh. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean? If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What did you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya. I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? No. It can't. No. No. Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Let's continue with the testimony. Tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yeah, Your Honor. I didn't realize until I woke up, but... No, he didn't. I will be so upset. That's so random. No. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone. And all the snow around the snow lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. What? No. It was after the crime took place and the witness came to think the killer was a man. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor. No need to apologize. As Mr. Gatto said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural to be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Sexist! Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Mr. Gatto is kind of a player, though, so like... Okay, I was just lying there on the training floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The urge of it, the body was gone. What the? No. So you're saying that you never saw the killer? Yes, but earlier you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker. Ah! I just hit the microphone. I'm sorry. Nick, I'm sorry. The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body from the pendulum, for what purpose? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Gadur. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's weird. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnaturally looking rectangle shape. There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed. Why on earth would anyone want to take the snow away? Well, there's only one thing I can think of. Did you say that a lot of the victims' blood sprayed onto the snow? But how? There is no way. I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead because Gato... No, he didn't. There's no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained in the blood. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He did not. No, he didn't. The torches were lit? Yes, that's how I noticed the scene had changed. I'm gonna say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it would be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. If that's true, there's only one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? It's true, it's hard to see how that would be any advantage. The only one who could have gained anything from that would be the only person that was in the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. Allow us to keep pressing. Okay, we did that one, we pressed that one, we pressed that one. We pressed this one, we just keep pressing all the statements. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me, for my sake. What? Hiding it for you? It was Gato, then. No. No. I'm so sad. It'd be like if Edgeworth actually shot that guy. I'm so sad. Alright. I will be okay. It's just fiction. They can't hurt you. Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. You're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened. Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's an important piece of information. I want you to add it to your testimony. He did it. Oh my gosh. No. No. Oh my goodness. No. Okay. They did it for your sake? Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true. Yeah, if that had happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Master of crime killed by her own daughter? Oh, that's so true. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it. Still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? I don't know. I'm so confused. Gato, why? You're my favorite prosecutor. Don't tell Edgeworth. Okay. What do we have? Cleaned up the evidence for your sake. Wait, but your name's on there. Why'd they write your name on the... Okay, I'm so confused. But no, that was written by... Okay. The body of Elise Doxson was carried all the way to the courtyard. Then, at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe that all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh? And what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Gatto. It's the message written on blood in the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. Ah. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? Because he couldn't see it. No. It is him. He can't see the writing. Why did he do it? Oh, he was just protecting Maya. Why was he there? What is happening? I'm not okay. Because he couldn't see the writing. He can't see it. He can't see red. Mr. Wright, isn't the fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow and not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
Objection!
That's the case. Do you have any explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer remove the body and remove all that snow, and then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? He couldn't see it. Because, gosh, I got so blindsided. I don't know what this killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason. Well then, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message on the lantern? He didn't see it. He didn't see it. Prosecutor Gatto, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There's no way any normal person would. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. No, I'm so sad. What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm actually so sad. There's only one person involved in this incident who could have misseen the bloody writing altogether. Who would that be?
Take that!
I'm sad. Mr. Gatto, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight's pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I can't see everything. You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Gatto? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I'd like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern, there's something written on it. Why? It's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Mr. Gatto just admitted there are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Trevian. This apron, the delightful Miss Barrett was wearing at the time, somehow spilled coffee on it. There's something still bothering Mr. Gatto. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. I don't want it to be him. I'm so sad. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Huh. It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Gatto, are you admitting it? You admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Hey, Gramps. Didn't you know? That's the reason I don't drink red tea. So upset. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Gatto is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. What was he doing there? That's the only question I have. Mr. Gatto, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Stockton, also known as Miss Misty Fay. It's hard to believe this may be true, however. Once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Huh. Just make sure you don't fill in the indictment in the red inks, Graham. Come on. How does little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
Objection!
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Don't do the lunch, right? The answer is right there at the crime scene. Allow me to save my progress. I don't want to win this one, bruh. He probably was just trying to protect Maya. In the snow. The snow? How so? For example, why did the killer move all the snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not just take out that area? Why didn't he just... could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow, so he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area.
Objection!
Isn't it more likely that the killer could have seen the blood because it was dark? Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems. Once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Gatto? Wait a minute. Maya? What is it, witness? Mr. Gatto isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that bridge got fixed up.
Objection!
Maya. No, don't admit to it. No. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I may not look it, but... After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't. I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. I'm so upset. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, that's right. Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you plan to cover for Gatto no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. It means we're going to hear the whole truth. I say we should not silence her. Huh. Nicely done, Trey. Very well, let's hear her testimony. Tell us what happened on the Inner Temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there at the Inner Temple, too. Pearlie was also stuck in the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Gatto arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first, then chewed her right up. Found Pearlie first? Who is this Pearlie? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office. Terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. What? Come on! Pearlie would never lie. Whoa, she's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Huh. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Of course you do. Mr. Gatto, let's just move on to the cross-examination if the defense has no objections. Well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. What in the world? What? Okay, first off, hold on, we're going to the end. He cheered her up? That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Gatto. And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Huh. Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves in more ways than one. The truth is there aren't many places to look at the inner temple side. Policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-tooth combs. I decided to carry out the investigation in my own way, Gatto style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down my verdicts in my own way, judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. So you cheered Pearls up? When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked was her cousin Maya Faye. Really? The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there. She asked about you before she said a thing about herself. Pearlie, I noticed that you weren't anywhere near the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that. I gave her my last cup. With milk and sugar to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth. This man's a poet. Poetry. What a sweet story. He had a thermos of coffee? Why does that not surprise me? Where was Gatto when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the inner temple. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed her. I don't want to prove anything. Okay, we gotta ask a different question. I'm so upset. Us coffee folk need to stick together. I'm very upset. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? Looks like my investigation went well, about as well as yours, Troy. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. The only other thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty? Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue of aroma of Western taste. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? Wait a sec. What did he just say? Wait a second. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Huh? Alright, okay. So he saw the poster, but he couldn't have seen the poster because the poster was already covered in a bunch of gravy. So, which statement? Suppose also start the next morning combined one. First time. It wasn't the first time. Oh my gosh. I don't wanna. You can't make me. He's not guilty. Mr. Gatto, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place. Why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll? But Mr. Gatto was right. The scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What's that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy? But why gravy? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Gatto, you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder? you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. Wait a minute, Nick. Yes? Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there. It's the mark of the master. Exactly. If you know the meaning of the mark, you could guess it was a picture of Misty Faye. True, but Mr. Gatto described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb surrounded by the hue of Western tastes or something. I don't know. Oh. Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Gatto, on the day of the murder, you were hiding in the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you one thing, Trey? What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course Mr. Gatto knew about the plan. Huh? What did you say? Wait, save. Ah, how did he know? Oh. You saw the twin sister, maybe? Let's try that.
Take that!
No? Mr. Okay, I'm just gonna save this because I can't have that much more to do. Okay. So in the end, you were just bluffing, huh? Stop throwing coffee at me. It's fine. Okay, how do you know? They were opened first. They were opened. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Faye authored the plan for her daughter's future. These instructions were hidden somewhere in Faye Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how we knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. You still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. You just said that the hidden instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Gatto couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and what was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Faye told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit to the detention center. Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Gatto. Order! Mr. Gatto, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Come on, Trey. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all that just to protect his witness. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? Save. This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I got no reason to go through the kind of trouble to protect her. Nice try. I am what you see. I'm certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural.
Objection!
However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Gatto? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Maya, I guess you were doing your best to cover for Gatto. For the same reason, huh? She's pretty chill about him killing her mother, I have to say. Okay, Trine, I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Just in case it's not simple. My Faye is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Faye together inextricably.
Take that!
There's a very good reason why Maya Faye's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Faye's only sister. Mia Faye. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Gatto is a defense attorney? With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Gatto. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Faye's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Me and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse. You were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspaper at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma. You see, my body shut down when life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. Lost my sight and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. Of course it did. It's the most anime thing I've ever heard. That's terrible. Apparently it was a miracle I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years. The worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I'd already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Huh. Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept through their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. It was for those 2 reasons I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was huge, right? Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living. She goes by the name Mia Fey. You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Crown Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center? I knew that time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. Thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near, I contacted both my accomplices, Iris and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey. But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What? What do you mean officially? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said the Master of Crime had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. So my mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong resolve to protect you, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it. The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She's ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother. That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl? what are you going to do tonight? Well, she takes her to her room. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of. That's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dolly Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Crime, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dolly Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt my Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be safe from Dahlia Hawthorne. Gatto. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna admit to, right? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're gonna have to do the rest yourself. That background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There's only two possible suspects. My Faye. And I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Gatto. Well, Trey, you're the real deal. Finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of doubt that you can finish this on your own. I'm still gonna save everything just in case. I have an idea. I might be wrong. No, Nick, please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Gatto. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia and me too. Maya, I know that. Nick. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. He's fine, bro. He's fine. Leave him alone. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Faye, your testimony. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. I want to hear the truth. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moment before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? That was such a sad backstory. Holy crap. Got me misty-eyed here. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead, though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out, and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights, you said you don't remember seeing them? I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Things break, right? Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? Looks like you still can't prove it. Maya is telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Struck back? How do you know that? Well, you're right, I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sounds of their breathing and movement, and also the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should have ever have to in one life. What did you do? I couldn't move. I just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Could you still see the red lights you mentioned? Yes, I think so, but... They went out? Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all. What could that mean? If the red lights were coming from Gatto's mask and they went out. Maybe the mask was damaged? Or maybe it was knocked off. Or maybe the batteries ran out, right, Trey? Maybe those little red light pinheads looking lights just stopped working. What could have really happened?
Hold it!
What do you mean by just at that moment? You mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then. Was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. What? So then, that scream came from the killer. That's gotta be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. Then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, seems to make sense to me. It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. Hold on. Okay. There's a contradiction. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. Apparently. That makes sense. After all, my deduction are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade in the stab had already been plunged into the victim. Is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Shrike. Actually, it was... There's only one thing I can think of. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back the killer? That's a staff. There was another thing. The knife.
Take that!
Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. That's right. Forgot about that. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. And she managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
In the eye? Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood in the dagger could have been from the victim.
Objection!
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must have been the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere in his body. His eyes. His eyes. You're saying the blood of this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Gatto, it would prove it's your blood. Nice theory, Trey. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Huh. Let me ask you something, Troy. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes? What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blood off and put another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trey. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? This is crazy. In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness, continue. Wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya? Bruh. This dagger. You said that it wounded the killer. That's right. But if Mr. Gatto had really been cut with a dagger, his clothes should be bloody or ripped in them, right? Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes? That solved the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Oh, that's right. Once the bridge was fixed, and the police headed for the inner temple, Mr. Gatto was already there waiting for them. That's why he didn't testify. He never had a chance to change his clothes, because he got wounded in the eye. His wound is here. Order. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would he brought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder? That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
Objection!
That's impossible, try. You know how cold it gets up there late at night? After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Okay. This is nuts. Huh. That's all you got? Knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. His eyes! Right now, with Mia Faber here. Mia Faber here, she would have closed the book on this case already. Mia Faber here? So come on, Shrike. Can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Gatto. Can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? Take off your glasses. The wound is right there. Take off the glasses. The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it. It's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it. That's good. We'll fight it till the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? It reminds me of Kuroko's basketball. The zone. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Gatto? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You've got nothing, Trey. So what do? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you got. There's one thing I've demonstrated. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible. He couldn't hide the wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What did you say? Hidden? This is it, my last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line, the final stop, right? Let's hear what you got. Where's the location? You say the killer hid the wound. Wait, is there like a way I can... Is that how I show it? I think that's how I show it. Okay, so go to profiles and just put on chat maybe. I'm just not sure how they want me to do it. Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Okay, I'm just trying to... What am I supposed to say it's your eyes? Isn't that right, Trey? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. Okay, so I was right. I was scared. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Gatto, would you mind removing your mask? You have a dagger wound under there somewhere. I'd say this whole case is solved. Oh. You just have a heart attack? Caffeine overdose? I feel so bad. I like him. I like him a lot. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Maya die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Gatto. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me. The music. You yourself. I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask and threw away my true name. Couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? You listening, Maya? If I'd really wanted to save you, there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. But I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. You know why? The real reason? No? Why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Gotta hold the coffee. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean? That night in the darkness of the garden when I saw her silhouette, part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. Could have been Misty Faye, even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It's like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Was it something else? She's nasty. Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? Probably. Now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. Finally realized I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You're the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that moment, I understood everything. Mr. Gatto. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Thanks. Your wound, it's bleeding. Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma. I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando. You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. When it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor? Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body in the crime scene is a serious offense. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one thing I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize to me? For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. Oh my gosh. I can't do much more. Sadness. At least it didn't kill Mia. Or it killed Mia. At least it didn't kill Maya. I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's wild. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Huh? What do you mean? You and my sister. You only met twice. I was bamboozled. It was the twin. No way. We only met twice? The first time you met was on that fateful day that she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria. The next time you met was 8 months later. No. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug's father was saying, no way. It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. It wasn't Dahlia? I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny. No. You mean... That's right. I lied to you for 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance. She couldn't move about freely. That's why you... My sister... From the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst? She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me? She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place? But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that it ever happened. Bro. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. I don't know how to feel about this, but it's kind of cute. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life or mine. Iris. After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. I have something to say to you too. Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I can't. No more. How was this man freely drinking coffee and not arrested? I'm gonna guess the darkness of my drink over the years. Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. It's empty. It's been empty a while. Don't you think so, Phoenix, right? Yeah, I think you're right. Coffee bros! The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Toxney. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. It's so late. Court is now adjourned. Doc, that was heavy. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. Along this journey, I've found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick! Maya, I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia? What did she say? That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see me, sis? And I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. Maya, how can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered. Ow! Francisca. Still as softy as always, Phoenix writes. Excellent work, right? Huh, Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been helping me. We're a good trio. Helping you? If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, it's the most fan servicey thing I've ever seen. It was so much fun. The defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow. Where were you, Nick? I already fell into the river and got a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Franziska? I don't suppose... Oh my gosh. There's room for me in this group hug, is there? Where's my hug? Oh, Larry. What's with the, longer than usual face? Oh, what's with longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone. Not even once. That's not true. Right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I got a place in this world. Huh? Of course you do. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. I might... Yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well, too? My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. You'll do it? Like you promised? You're gonna be a model for... Don't get carried away. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly. Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah, actually. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Franziska, that's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by, now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya? Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Ow! Then tell me, Phoenix Bright, who is Maya Fey being strong for? Me, just kidding.
Take that!
Perfect. The poor kid, after all. The reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan, and I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Oh hey, so this is where you all were. Wow, looks like you... Ow! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Congrats on your win! Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Oh no. Ah, pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean... Très bien. Where else? I knew it. We're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you, crybaby. You're invited, too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls? Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearly, I can't find her. Huh? I'll bet she just went on home, that's all. I thought so too, so I called the village. No one has heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured, she has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, what is it, pal? Can you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I we'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick! Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're... Very well, Phoenix Bright. We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, right? He's so... What is that face? We won't. I won't miss our dinner date, Edgeworth, okay? But where should we look? Where could Pearly have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. The office? Nope. Back to the crime village. Or not, the fake village. Whatever it was. The temple. Hazakura Temple. For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon. Sister Bikini. I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearly's here. She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Oh my goodness, not the training hall, bro. Pearly's not here. Maya, the hanging scroll. Oh, she fixed it. Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be pearls. Mystic Maya. Pearly? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya. She's so sad. I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here? It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. Even if one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong for all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya. I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini. Sister Bikini. Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. Okay, I get it. After dishonoring the good name of Kran, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. That's it? Okay, cool. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die? That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't until the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's a photo. Mother. It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. Who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return time and time again. Me and Maya Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise.
I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you get back.
Alright, we're gonna have to get a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
You know there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but...
What is it, Nick?
Reservations for training is fine and all. Why for 3?
Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh? I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you.
Huh? Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally. Ha ha ha. That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal right before next time. Right, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm getting goosebumps too. Well then, here goes nothing.
Objection!
That was so good. Oh my goodness. We're officially done. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself now.
I really have to work extra hard now. Master Crine and the official manager of Right and Co. law offices. And I have to be good big sister to Pearly and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
Every time, poor Maya. God, it was so sad. That was probably one of the saddest backstories I had ever heard.
So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through with the special course all the way to the ends. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Tell me what I should play next, because oh my goodness, that was so good. That was so good. Maggie bought me a brand new coat. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off.
Yes, but somehow you don't seem to... Okay, I guess the dirty shabby overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. What the heck? I want to see Gato. He's the only one I really care about, I'm not gonna lie.
Mr. Wright, I'm once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Crown exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned.
I love Von Karma. I can't believe she came back. I did not anticipate that. This is a long video. I'm sorry. I'm just vibing. I never skip the credits, so. Desi and I started a company called Master Mouse Consulting. Oh yeah, because they're not guilty. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is cut it out, please. Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. Show me Edgeworth and Gatto, please. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tiger. So I lent him $500,000 and a tea set, a special thick tea when I mixed with my own 2 hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise. Oh, these characters are something else. I can't. This guy was creepy. I'm just an old man, old and in the way. A wrinkly, crumply, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing, 69 years old, and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. Only 69? Sure. As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn now. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. My, more reporters? Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us, because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Yeah, where did Iris go? She and Phoenix are like in love. That's why they are so connected though. They were the ones dating. Oh my goodness. You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeny. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. We need to have a talk with Pearl.
Objection!
That was nice. Okay.
Objection!
Okay.
Objection!
How is this? I don't got the bangs for that.
Objection!
I'm a convicted felon. Oh, he threw it away. I'm not doing that. Not the whip. Can't do that. Good job with the voiceovers. Oh my goodness, not this guy. These are so cool. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one is here to greet me? I guess while I'm gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I've got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? What with all the flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I gonna do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? Is something this painful and fragile heart? Oh, we never knew a gentleman who would treat me like a lady. For those of you just hanging out in the credits, hello. I'm from Wisconsin, so tell me what your favorite kind of cheese is below. Franzie's whippity trip is gonna turn art on his head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. I'm a lazy, selfish, loser author, so I'm with you, Larry. We're good. That's cute. That's cute. So precious. Okay, Gatto's not dead. He didn't get the death penalty for that, did he? He still was protecting somebody. That better not mean he died. I will kill somebody if he is dead. I will say. But anyway, that was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That was the entire trilogy. as you can see by my Steam accomplishments. I don't know what to do with myself now. So, we're going to exit the game, and I'm going to show you how many hours I have in this. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? You want to see this? You see this? Let's see. Let's see. It's not updated. Hold on. It's freezing up because I'm in streaming mode. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, library. Phoenix Wright is turning. Yeah, almost 90 hours for my first playthrough. And you better believe I'll be playing through this again because I have more achievements to do. But anyway, it's late. I'm going to go to bed. Gato has a sad backstory, and that's depressing. And until next time, objection.